All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. My name is Pt.1, and I'm here to prophesy about the downfall of America, just as well as the rest of the kingdoms of this earth. And the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven for the nation of Israel, man, because that's what's going on. That's why all this hell is going on. All this death, all this destruction is going on because the kingdom of heaven is next, man. You know, and before the kingdom of heaven is established, the physical aspect of it, the Lord is going to kill off a lot of people and make a lot of people bow down to his word, as well as bring his people back unto him, man. So I can bear with me, because I don't really have nothing put together. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And that was Yahushua prophesying to them about the temple being destroyed, and this took place in 70 AD. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right? And the end of the world basically means the end of Esau's kingdom, man. Not the actual end of the world, you know, like Esau would have you believe that an asteroid is going to hit this place, or the nuclear bombs is going to kill off all existing life, and it's only going to be few people left. That's not what the end of the world is, according to the scriptures, man. That's man's doctrine. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, or the anointed, and shall deceive many. And an example of that is your churches, or your what do you call those, mosques. These false teachers, man, under these various establishments, saying that they come in the name of so-called Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahushua, according to the scriptures, saying that they were taught by the Lord, and they got the divine message, and you know, they deal with the Lord on the spiritual level, man. And they coming to you trying to teach you. Scripture say, be not deceived, because there's a lot of false prophets out here that's doing that. It says, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. Right, and that's what's going on, man. You got wars going on and rumors of wars. The whole Ukraine versus Russia is a war. These other nations that plan on getting involved and act like they want to get involved, Russia is threatening them with nuclear war. The last statement, a statement that everybody is making right now, from Joe Biden to Russian officials, you know, down onto the regular person, is that Biden is trying to start World War III by aiding Ukraine with them long-range ballistic missiles. I think they was ballistic, but the long-range missiles, they call them ATACMS. Another one is called Shadow. Oh, let me look it up. Okay. ATACMS and Storm Shadow missiles are what they're being called. So this is back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars." So the World War III drum is being beaten. You know, many people believe we already in World War III because of the involvement of other nations and all that, you know, all that war stuff that's going on in the Middle East, man. You know, which we kind of are, but the real battle is gonna be between the U.S. and Russia. And that's when everybody really gonna get involved. Fact being, because once World War III starts, Yahweh Shai returns, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And the MOTB still hasn't been pushed out yet, so you're still missing a prophecy. What do you call that? The spiritual powers. The prophets are going to be given spiritual powers to heal people, do the same miracles Yahweh Shai did, even greater. That still has to happen. Esau coming in as a flood, Jacob's trouble. We already in Jacob's trouble, but it has to get to that point where there's no more comfortability left in the USA. All hell and broke loose, seditions, class wars, etc. Famines, the purge, of meaning all the killing and stuff that's going on, supposed to be happening in various places. It's supposed to be, America's supposed to be on another level of hell and death and chaos, you know, before World War III ultimately really, you know, what's the word? Happens. You know, because as soon as World War III starts, Yahweh Shai is going to return. Because Yahweh Shai has to come back during that battle and join the battle, as well as the same, in the same token, redeem, deliver his elect, his chosen, by way of the so-called UFOs, man. You know? So those things have to happen before the Battle of Armageddon like really hits that peak and take place the way it's supposed to on the level to where Yahweh Shai return, man. We still got other prophecies that need to happen, man. But we close. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. "And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled." Right, so you're not supposed to be troubled right now. You got a lot of people that's troubled. Let me look up this word trouble. So I can bear with me. Trouble meaning showing distress or anxiety. And this is on the Google. Let me see what it says in the blue letter. But yeah, trouble showing distress and anxiety, right? Panicking and stuff like that. Worrisome. Hold on, let me look at the synonyms. Yeah, see? Anxious, concerned, worried. Those are similar words for trouble. Let me see. Okay. Dang, my bad. It's like I'm moving too fast. I'm not even paying attention. I didn't click on the etymology. But this etymology, then I will get the blue letter. Etymology for trouble as a verb. Troubling. 1200s. Century 1200, which means 1100s. Produce mental agitation or emotional turmoil. Okay, yeah. See, mental agitation or emotional turmoil. Agitation of mind. This is as the noun. 1200s. Agitation of mind, emotional turmoil, trouble, disturbance. Yeah, man. So don't feel, don't get emotionally, dang. Slip my mind, but don't get worrisome. Don't panic. People start to panic, then start to go into a state of fear. It says anxious, get anxiety. Those are not good emotions to have during this time. You're supposed to be sound in mind, fearless, unshakable. Nothing should stir you up to where you start to panic and stop, because you're gonna start to not trust in the Lord. You're gonna start to let the demons and stuff mess with your mind. That's the reason why we doing what we're supposed to do out here preaching the word, to make our mind solid for these times. To be an example of that to brothers and sisters. Not to panic and stuff, because we were told these things were going to happen. We were prepared, we were preparing and told to prepare, man. Jake and them that aren't of the elect are the ones that's going to fall subject to being troubled, anxious, distress, mentally, to the point where they have heart attacks and be overcome with fear, which will lead to their death because somebody kill them and eat them, things like that. So you're not supposed to be troubled. You're supposed to be on point right now, man. It's Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. We look up that word, stability in the Hebrew is the faith. The wisdom and knowledge of the Bible. Everything that we were taught and everything that we're learning right now is going to keep you, it's going to be your faith in these times, man. And wisdom and knowledge, Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. Right, what you know is going to get you up out of here, man. The fear of what you know that the Lord taught you from the apostles and other brethren is going to get you up out of here, man. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right, this is the blue letter. The word trouble, a Greek word, Strong's G 2360. Hold on, bear with me.
Strong's G 2360. Thraeo.
See, to frighten, Strong's definition: to wail, to clamor, to frighten, trouble, to cry aloud, make a noise by outcry. In the New Testament, to trouble, frighten, to be troubled of mind, to be frightened, to be alarmed, and that's what's going on with Jake now. That's the spirit that Jake in, especially the women, because they don't have the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord, man. They're not trying to line up. This is 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, for the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Right, and you get that behind coming through the word, man. But of power and, right. He has not given us the spirit of fear, man. The Lord is supposed to be your fear. The Lord is supposed to be your dread, like the scriptures say. Whatever the Lord, you're supposed to be putting your trust in the Lord, man, and fearing Him, not what's the stuff that's going on around you. See, this world promotes fear via rap, movies, things like that. And the Lord not with none of that. He's not dealing with none of that, man. You know? All right, so now let me get back. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. So all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this article. Yeah, look like they took it from me. All right, and this is from the New York Times. Hold on, let me see. Look like they don't want me. It says Biden allows Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range missiles. It says, with 2 months left in office, the president for the first time authorized the Ukrainian military to use the system known as ATACMS to help defend its forces in the Kursk region of Russia. It says President Biden has authorized the first use of U.S. supplied long-range missiles by Ukraine for strikes inside Russia. U.S. officials said the weapons are likely to be initially employed against Russian and Northern Korean troops in defense of Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region of Western Russia, the official said. It says Mr. Biden's decision in a major change in U.S. policy. Decision is a major change in U.S. policy. The choice has divided his advisors, and his shift comes 2 months before President-elect Donald J. Trump takes office, having vowed to limit further support for Ukraine. It says allowing the Ukrainians to use the long-range missiles known as the Army's Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, came in response to Russia's surprise decision to bring North Korean troops into the fight, officials said. It says President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine did not confirm the permission to strike, but suggested on Sunday that more important than lifting the restrictions will be the number of missiles used to strike the Russians. And you know, they already used these missiles since he authorized them, but Russia came back with the ballistic missile, man. It says, today many in the media are talking about the fact that we have received permission to take appropriate actions, Mr. Zelensky said in his nightly address. But blows are not inflicted with words. Such things are not announced. The rockets will speak for themselves. Right. So, just to bring that point out, that they gave the authorization. Right, so I'm gonna jump real fast. This is it says some U.S. officials said they feared that Ukraine's use of the missiles across the border could prompt President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia to retaliate with force against the United States and its coalition partners. Right, and that's what they said they was gonna do. Right, so they did. As a matter of fact, they did. They launched them ballistic missiles. Nice. Sorry, can you bear with me? All right, this is from Reuters. Russia fired new ballistic missiles at Ukraine, Putin says. Right, so Russia retaliated with ballistic missiles, but there are some new experimental missiles, he said. It says, Russia fired a hypersonic intermediate range ballistic missile at the Ukrainian city of Dnipro on Thursday in response to the U.S. and United Kingdom's allowing Kiev to strike Russian territory with advanced Western weapons in a further escalation of the 33-month-old war. And that's the Masonic symbol. That means that, you know, this is a theater war. All this stuff is being orchestrated in the back, man. You know what that means, right? This just elites fighting against each other under the same demonic demon, one Satan, demonic energy, you know, ultimately. But you know, it's the program of the Lord, man. The Lord got these things happening. But yeah, what else I'm gonna say? Okay, never mind. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin in a televised address said Moscow struck a Ukrainian military facility with a new medium-range hypersonic ballistic missile known as Orshnik, or which means the hazel, and warned that more could follow. He said civilians would be warned ahead of further strikes with such weapons. After approval from the administration of President Joe Biden, Ukraine struck Russia with 6 U.S.-made attackers on November 19th and with British Storm Shadow missiles and U.S.-made HIMARS on November 21st, Putin said. From that moment, a regional conflict in Ukraine previously provoked by the West has acquired elements of a global character, right, WW3. Because a lot of these missiles, they said, and I have to look back into it, I'm I'm pretty sure from over here, they might have to do the same thing they did in Israel. These systems have to be operated by U.S. troops, but I'll have to look into that. It says Putin said in an address to the nation carried by state television after 8 p.m. in Moscow. It says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said use of the new missile amounted to a clear and severe escalation in the war and called for strong worldwide condemnation. Right, so you know that's evil. How you gonna shoot long-range missiles off and then don't expect a retaliation? But that's part of the war propaganda and the things that they got going on, man. It says a U.S. official said Russia notified Washington shortly before its strike, while another official said the U.S. had briefed Kiev and allies to prepare for the possible use of such a weapon. See, they letting each other know that they're going to use these weapons. If there was real war, they wouldn't be letting each other know all these plans and stuff, man. It says Kiev initially suggested Russia fired an intercontinental ballistic missile, a weapon designed for long distance nuclear strikes and never before used in war. But U.S. officials and NATO echoed Putin's description of the weapon as an intermediate-range ballistic missile, which has a shorter range of 3,000 to 5,500 kilometers, which is 1,860 miles to 3,415 miles. Tensions have spiked in the past several days. Ukraine fired U.S. and British missiles at targets inside Russia this week, despite Moscow's warning, and it would see such action as a major escalation. Zelensky, writing on X after Putin's television appearance, said Russia's acknowledgement it used the new weapon was another escalation after deployment of North Korean troops on Russian soil. Thursday's attack, Zelensky said, it was yet more proof that Russia has no interest in peace. The world must respond right now. There is no strong reaction from the world. A lack of tough reactions to Russia's actions sends a message that such behavior is acceptable. A U.S. official speaking on conditions of anonymity said Russia likely possesses a handful of experimental missiles used in Thursday's strike. Ukraine's Air Force said the missile targeted Dnipro in central eastern Ukraine and was fired from the Russian region of Astrakhan, more than 700 kilometers, which is 435 miles away. It says Fabian Hoffman, a doctoral research fellow at Oslo University, who specializes in missile technology and nuclear strategy, said the most significant aspect of the weapon was that it carried a MIR-MIRVed, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle payload. I'm gonna have to look into that one. Let me see. I can go ahead and look it up right now. Let's see. Web search. Okay, it says multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle. A multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle, a MIRV, is an exo-atmospheric ballistic missile payload containing several warheads, see, each capable of being aimed to hit a different target. Right, so that's like almost likened unto a nuclear missile. But that was a sign to let them know for what's coming, man. That was all spiritual. The concept is almost invariably associated with intercontinental ballistic missiles carrying thermonuclear warheads, even if not strictly being limited to them. An intermediate case is the multiple reentry vehicle, MRV, missile, which carries several warheads which are dispersed but not individually aimed. Okay. All nuclear weapon states except Pakistan and North Korea are currently confirmed to have deployed MIRV missile systems. Israel is suspected to possess or be in the process of developing MIRVs. Okay, so yeah, that's what that weapon is, man. That's why they... Okay, yeah, for sure. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it looked like. Like a nuclear missile. Look just like a nuclear missile, but it's not nuclear payload. All right. All right, it says Russia chose the weapon for signaling purposes. He said this payload is exclusively associated with nuclear-capable missiles. And he been saying for the longest that he gonna if they keep threatening his sovereignty and they keep trying to turn up on him, he gonna use nuclear missiles. So this was an example, another example, action. You know, first it was words, now using a missile capable of carrying a payload with the same features as a nuclear missile. It just doesn't have a nuclear missile in it. That's how you know we're getting closer and closer to the end, man. That's the wars and rumors of wars, which is Bible prophecy, which we have been telling people for the longest, man. Let me get a precept real fast. Slovakia. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right. So back in the ancient time, they was doing the same thing we're doing now today. Right? Because y'all right, we them same prophets. They prophesied of what? It says of war. And that's what you see me prophesying about. And of evil is bad times. All the hell that's going on, man. All the death that's going on, man. Whichever way you are dying out here, man. They was doing it back then. And again today. And of pestilence. Pestilence is diseases. People thought we was outside for no reason, man. COVID-19 has been worldwide and still in people's mind. And different variants came up about, and it's still here. Like you know, those are prophecies. Those are signs to get right, man. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him. Right. So that's how you know who are really a prophet. When you start to see these things come to pass, man, you know? But that should tell you that the Lord is actually dealing with us, man. We able to tell y'all what's going to happen before it happened. And most of us, starting with the Apostle Tahar, been in the truth about 40 years and under. 20 years, 15, 17, 14, 10. 30. Before this stuff even started taking place, we have been telling y'all through the Spirit of Power by Shema that these were going to take place. So that's how you're supposed to know who a prophet is, man. But you have to be of the elect in order to take heed, because you can know, but still don't take heed, man. This is Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right, man. So before the Lord formed his prophets in the belly, you know, while you was in the spirit world, the Lord had already ordained you to be a prophet unto the nations, man. This is Jeremiah. Chapter 3, verse 15. I'm going to start at 14. Turn, O backsliding children, the Israelites, man, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. Right, so when the Lord lifted up his prophets, like me and my brothers, it's three of us that got the truth, know the truth, and doing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. It says two, but you know, it can be three. The Lord got brothers in the truth with each other, man. So that's what that's speaking on. Verse 15, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart. Them same brothers, even though they two of a family, he will give you pastors according to his mind. Heart in Hebrew is lav, which means mind, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right. The knowledge and understanding is the truth. You don't have to go to theologian school. You don't have to go to church and be taught by none of these crackers or none of these sellout ass pastors. That's what the spirit of truth is about. The Holy Ghost is about, man. The Lord teaching you through his spirit. He sets up men to teach you through his spirit, man. All right. Alright, this is Russia chose the weapon for signaling purposes. He said, this payload is exclusively associated with nuclear-capable missiles. Russia also fired a Kinzhal hypersonic missile and 7 Kh-101 cruise missiles, 6 of which were shot down, the Ukrainian Air Force said. The attack targeted enterprises and critical infrastructure in Dnipro. I think the D is solid in that one. The Air Force said Dnipro was a missile-making center in the Soviet area. Ukraine has expanded its military industry during the war, but keeps its whereabouts secret. Regional Governor Serhiy Lysak said the attack damaged an industrial enterprise and set off fires in Dnipro. 2 people were hurt. Public broadcaster Suspilin said the Ukrainian parliamentary sitting scheduled for Friday had been postponed due to security concerns, with no more sittings planned until December. Okay. All right, this is the same article, but there's a title that says jockeying for position ahead of Trump. It says glowing projectiles could be seen plummeting to the ground from the night sky in a video published by Come Back Alive, a Ukrainian military charity. Yeah, they got it on video too. The missiles looked nice. It said the video was of Dnipro overnight. It says NATO spokesperson Farah Allah said Russia was seeking to terrorize civilians and intimidate Ukraine's allies. It says deploying this capability will neither change the course of the conflict nor deter NATO allies from supporting Ukraine. Right, because the Battle of Armageddon is next. The times that we're living in, like they said in Satan Angels Exposed, calls for 3 world wars. And this is the 3rd one, which is ultimately Bible prophecy, and the end of Esau's kingdom and the ushering of Jacob's. It says some military experts said the missile launch could be seen as an act of deterrence by Moscow following Kiev's strike into Russia with Western weapons this week after restrictions on such strikes were lifted. It says Russian war correspondents on Telegram and an official speaking on conditions of anonymity said Kiev fired British Storm Shadow cruise missiles into Russia's Kursk region bordering Ukraine on Wednesday. It says Russia's defense ministry in its daily reports of events over the previous 24 hours on Thursday said air defense had shot down 2 British Storm Shadow cruise missiles, but did not say where. Britain had previously let Ukraine use Storm Shadows only within Ukrainian territory. The firing of the U.S. ATACMS missiles comes just 2 months before Biden leaves office and President-elect Donald Trump returns to the White House. It says Washington sources familiar with the matter said the deployment of North Korean troops to aid Russia prompted Biden's decisions ahead of Trump's second presidency. It says Trump has said he will end the war without saying how, and has criticized billions of dollars in aid for Ukraine under Biden. It says the warring sides believe Trump is likely to push for peace talks and are trying to attain strong positions before negotiation. Right, so Trump can't end this. He might be able to end the Ukrainian conflict or calm it down, but ultimately the Battle of Armageddon is still going to take place. It says, fuck it. So I can bear with me. All right, this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. It says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. One woe, meaning World War I, had already passed. You had two more woes coming, and two more woes is World War II and World War III. World War II has already came to pass. World War III is basically in its beginning stages, you know. That's Bible prophecy. So you know these things are not going to be calmed down. They have to happen, man, because of the times that we're living in. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right? So there's seasons and times to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A lot of death was going on. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Right? America's finna be eventually plucked up when World War III takes place, man. You know, so the Lord got things set on a time schedule. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. I'm going to jump. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate. We're in a time of hate. Whether it's against various nations outside of your nation, or, you know, just between you and your cousins and relatives. The Lord has changed the times. A time of war and a time of peace. We are in the time of war. That's why all this war is taking place in the Middle East. You know, not only do you have the Russian conflict with Ukraine going on, you have the Israel conflict with Hezbollah, Hamas. They strike in Beirut, Lebanon, etc., man. The Middle East is on fire right now, man. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 16. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Right. Mountain of troops. Armageddon in Hebrew means mountain of troops. It's taking place over there in the Middle East. We got nations lined up in various places over there, man. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to that one. All right, Salaka. Hold on, Salaka.